Good day, it's Jemar Lopez Bello from ABM Humility, and I'm the 23rd reporter. And my presentation includes Lesson 3.3, which is Industry Analysis, and Lesson 3.4, which is the Environmental Analysis. In line with the Chapter 3 discussion, the Industry and Environmental Analysis, Business Opportunity Identification, this presentation will focus on industry analysis and environmental analysis. Now, let's begin with the industry analysis. So, what is this industry analysis? An industry analysis is a very useful tool for business strategies. This tool facilitates a company's understanding of its position relative to other companies that produce similar products or services. So, uban business owners or mga analyst kay nagagamit aning analysis para naa sila insight about paunsa ang dagan sa usa ka industry. Para na understanding no sa industry within which you are operating. And so, it is important. So, dili magpatakag dasmag sa usa ka industry kung wala tay knowledge about ana. In a book published by the Development Academy of the Philippines, How to Prepare Project Feasibility Studies, it includes an industry analysis of the following important factors: the competition, customers, suppliers, and lastly, the substitutes. First, let's discuss the competition. Who are the major business in the industry? So, no, it is very important that you know your competitors and be ready for them. The goal is to win their customers, convince them to buy from you instead, and remain as loyal customer. So, no, as a business owner, you should also consider to look at your competitors. Paunsa nimo makuha ang masa? So, you will analyze kung unsa tong naa sa imong kontra na pwede nimo i-enhance sa imo para makuha nimo ang loob sa customers. So, no, the goal is to win the customer. Next, we have the customers. The target market must be identified. No? Who will sell your product to? No? Kinsa imong baligyaan ana, kinsa imong what income groups sa ahan na siya, unsa imong target. So no, the target market must be identified. Ikaw nga business owner, dapat kabalo ka unsa nga group of customer imong i-aim. In order to be as organized as possible, you will also consider the customer para ikaw nga gusto mo enter sa kana nga industry, kabalo ka unsa imong target. Next, we have suppliers. So, every retail business needs suppliers from whom one can source raw materials, intermediate products, or even finished goods one intends to resell. So it is important to develop supplier. A business may need one or more suppliers who are reliable in terms of the quality of what they supply and their dependability in coming up with the things you order from them. So dapat pud no nga imong supplier kay kanang masaligan nimo no, dili kanang tikasan ra ka. Dapat i-consider pud tana. So a business owner can get their supply directly from the manufacturers, distributors, or imports. So, mo ni silang tulo, diri pwede mo kuha ang business owner sa ilang mga resources, no? So, kining manufacturer, this is the cheapest source since there are no middlemen involved. However, this is only recommended if the supplier's location is convenient and will not involve expensive delivery cost. No, mo to siya ang kuan niya. I-consider nimo kung mag-manufacturer ka. And another alternative is kaning distributors. Kani sila kay mga wholesalers or brokers who buy in big quantities from manufacturers and add a markup to their purchase price and sell to retailers. Ang kini lang sa distributors kay medyo mahal. Pero unlike sa manufacturers, ang distributors magbaligya ra ginagmay. So no, ang sa manufacturers kay wholesale, dagko ilang baligya kung dito ka mopalit. Well, sa distributors, pwede ra ka makapalit og ginagmay. And next we have the third source of goods is through imports, no? Some businessmen go to nearby countries to buy their goods. However, this is only advisable if the prices abroad are relatively cheaper and no heavy imports duties will raise the prices and make the goods less competitive in the country and when transport costs are not excessive. So, mauna sila ang pwedeng mahimong suppliers no sa isa ka business. Also, we have to keep in mind nga dapat nato i-maintain atong good relationship towards suppliers. Kay they are the key to one's continued access to goods and raw materials that will be needed for your business. So no, dapat i-maintain nimo ang good relationship kay unsa na lang kog wala sila no, wala kay mabaligya. So the last factor is the substitutes. So, substitutes are goods that can be used in place of another. So, very clear ang definition from book. These are goods that may, even if partly, satisfy the same needs of a consumer such that consumer may use one instead of another. So, no, for example, ang margarine pwede ipamalit sa butter or ang wheat bread pwede sa white bread. Pero napoy uban no nga dili ma-apply sa tanang tawo. Just like Pepsi Cola substitute sa Coca-Cola. Dili tanan mo angay ani no? And it's because they have developed a taste for a particular cola. No, nadyo uban nga di jud mosugot nga kana imong ipuli. So, this is also why manufacturers try to differentiate their product from their competitors so that the customers will develop product loyalty for their brand. The more differentiated the product is, the greater the edge of its manufacturer because this can convince the customers to buy their product instead. So no, tama no? Naiuban nga dili mo settle for less og better na si brand A, syempre mas piliin jud to niya kaysa kay brand B. And now here we have a guide to industry analysis. An industry analysis guide developed by North Carolina's Small Business and Technology Development Center, or the SBTDC, which can help in making an analysis for one's business industry. So first we have geographic area. So identify the area whether it's local, regional, nationwide, or international. Next key factor is the industry. Now we also need to consider the industry as to size, worth in pesos, number of firms, trends, and developments and future outlook. Next is the product. Describe the product as to physical attributes and characteristic and its uses. Fourth, we have the buyer. So no, describe the target customers, no? So sama sa atong gi-discuss earlier, no? I-determine nato ang atong aim customer in term of age, income group, geographical location and occupation. Include consumers' demographics such as population or household size, sex, race, ethnicity, family status, housing status, and etc. May also include psychographics such as lifestyle information, taste, preferences, and buying habits. So no, these are the things we also need to consider. Dapat no hunahunaan sab nato kung unsay atong buyer o unsay ilang mga gipangita. And fifth, we have regulatory environment. This should include government laws and regulations that apply to the business. 6, we have company information. We also have to make a list of the most successful business in the industry. And next, we have a brief history of the industry, of when it started and how it developed. So, no, dapat napud tayo background, ana. Sunod kay ang factors that affect the growth of the industry, just like migration of population from rural to urban areas. And next is trends in sales over recent years. So show actual sales in the industry over the past 5 years. Also, next we have current operational or management trends within the industry, which are standard practices prevalent among the firms. Also, we have the type of marketing strategies prevalent within the industry. And lastly, competitors' information. One of the key factors that we also need to consider is the competitors' information, no? Which include the location of competitor and how long have they been in business and their market share. And now let's move on to environmental analysis, lesson 3.4. So the other analysis that has to be done is the analysis of the environment in which the business will operate. This means an evaluation of the possible or probable effect of external forces and condition of the survival and growth of the business. So, dili lang katong industry analysis, we also need to buhat og kaning environmental analysis. So, environmental analysis includes economic forces, physical environment, political factors, cultures and lifestyle, and lastly, the competition. And now let's discuss the economic forces. So, this involves a look at economic factors such as income of the people, specifically the target market, economic conditions such as inflation, recession, prosperity, demand, and supply in the market. So now it is more on the economic factors that will influence sa flow sa firm or sa imong business. Next, we have physical environment. This includes a look at the population size, the geography of the place where business will be located, land distribution, climate, and in today's global warming situation, whether or not the area is prone to flood or earthquake. So no, dapat apilo na to pag-analyze ang location na to and physical environment as it can also affect our business, no? For example, katukod kag business nya tuwa sa bukid. So wala joy tawo dito, no? Or gatukod ba ka dito sa dapit nga kanang lugar nga bahaunon, no? So wala jud nay ayo na nga inana. So dapat imo ni siyang i-consider sa imong analysis, no? Dili siya insakto mo nang dapat ato jud ni siyang i-consider, no? Apilo nato ni siya. Next is political factors. The type of government, the stability and the strength of the government, the good leadership are factors that can be advantage to a business. So, this factor determines the extent to which a government may influence an industry, no? Naka-influence sila sa imong business. And next we have cultures and lifestyles. It is also important, no, to study cultural practices such as fiestas, celebration of the Christmas season, trends in consumption patterns, as a means to identify the goods and services that will fit into this celebration and spending behavior. So, dapat pud no i-consider tani para tugma ang atong services or product sa preferences sa atong future customers, no? For example, no, kanang kini nga community ilang hilig kay lugaw. So, ikaw nga business owner, mo align ka sa lifestyle o preferences sa didto nga community. And lastly, we have competition, no? The degree of competition in the market and the extent and strength of competition are all very vital in determining the success or failure of the business. Now, last thing we have to consider, no, kay ang ato ang competition. Dapat aware ta sa atong mga ka-competition. Pareha sa example nato ganina, no? So, abtik ta sa lihok sa atong mga competitors. O naa sila product or services, labwan nimo sila, and make your company greater, no? Dapat mas maayo imo ano kumpara sa ilaha. Also, in a way nga wala kay business na apa ka, no? That's also important. Ang goal lang is to win the heart of the customers, no, nga muadto sila sa imo, paunsa man sila muadto sa imo, ha, na and mo remain as loyal customers, no. So mo na siya sa competition nga dapat pud nimo i-consider. And okay, so now I believe it's the end of this presentation. Thanks for watching and listening to my discussion. Goodbye and God bless.